A black child defends himself from a knife attack. He gets arrested. He gets arrested for defense of self. Let's put it up full mask. This is an interesting story. So a black child attacked on video with, quote, a big butcher knife, was arrested for defending himself, according to the mother. The mother says LA school district failed to protect her son from bullies. The child, whose name has not been made public, was attending the Verdugo Hills High School, where only 1.5% of the student population is black. He may represent half of the black student body himself. Okay, there's more. So 14-year-old child was racially harassed, threatened, and attacked by Hispanic students over a span of months before he was arrested for trying to defend himself against a knife-wielding student earlier this month, according to recent claims filed against the Los Angeles Unified School District. The incident that led to the black student's arrest took place on the 9th of December, following an early afternoon altercation between himself and at least two other students on school grounds that was recorded on video. In the beginning of the 35-second video, an adult female voice can be heard saying, quote, "You can handle it after school." An adult female voice can be heard saying, "You can handle it after school," as two students gang up on the black child. Towards the end of the video, somebody can be heard saying, quote, "He has a knife," but it is not clear who exactly has the knife. But attorney Brad Gage, who filed the claim last week, which is a precursor to filing the lawsuit, said it was one of the Hispanic students who threatened to stab him with a, quote, big butcher knife, only to end up getting stabbed himself along with another student. Quote, "At some point, others that are part of the group or gang, they come and chase our client with a big butcher knife trying to kill him." This is what the attorney told CBS News. However, it was the black student who ended up arrested on charges of assault with a deadly weapon, which are still pending. The two stabbing victims suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The attorney, Gage, said it was simply a case of self-defense against racial bullying, but it is still not clear if the black child had his own knife or if he stabbed his attackers with the knife they were threatening to use against him. Quote, "Make no mistake about it, this is a case of racism," Gage said. Quote, "He was a young student who happened to be black in a school that has almost no black people, and this has all the elements of racial profiling, racial harassment, and a hate crime." And certainly I'd like to see the district attorney's office prosecuting these folks for their hate crimes on my client. The black child ended up suspended for 3 days while no action was taken against the other students who did, in fact, bring a knife on video and attempt to physically assault. And when the boy's mother complained to the school district, administrators failed to discipline the students who attacked her son, which she said encouraged them to continue and escalate the harassment and abuse. You know, moments like this, parents have very few options outside of getting an attorney, because it is clear, while the rules may say one thing, the culture is saying something else, especially if you have an adult in the background yelling, "You can handle this after school." That means this is likely an adult who works there, co-signing on the culture of bullying, racism. The point of they don't know if the victim had his own knife or somehow he took the knife that was attacking him and turned it on the other two. None of that matters. It is within the context of self-defense still. The but-for factor are the students who tried to assault him. And while we can look at the students, and obviously they are responsible for what they attempted to do to this Black child, you also have to look at the construct from the school system that seems to cover this up or would like to perhaps the parental structure as well. Because why would you have so much hate for somebody in the school system that you would bring a butcher knife, chase them? What were you going to do when you caught them? Catch a murder charge on the school property? What kind of madness is this? And then nothing happens to you. That only sets them up for failure, thinking that this is acceptable. They already got their ass handed to them, just to be point blank. Somebody else may not have a knife next time. They may have something else. All right, Was, when we allow, and man, I know some educators who would prefer to be friends with students, but they can't because they have to be moral authorities. They are allowing this to happen on some level because there's an adult on the video telling them, just do it after school.
Yep.
What say you?
That was the thing that struck me the most, the lack of adult intervention there. When two young people are having what is clearly about to turn into a physical altercation, it's your duty to step in and rectify that situation. Like, that's why you are the adult in the room. This idea that you just be like, you know what? I'm not getting paid enough for this. Y'all do this on somebody else's time. That's just a horrible attitude to take. And it's clear that, with the lack of discipline to the other kids, they're just not enforcing anything that looks like consistent rules and standards in this place. So it's not surprising that bullying was allowed to fester and go on. And it sucks that the family had to retain representation because obviously the school district was not going to be compelled to, basically make this right on their own. And so, this is just a sad situation all around. But hopefully they get what they need out of this because this is just horrible.
Yeah, we'll bring you updates as the story develops.